Did you know that in 2024, construction costs made up 64.4% of the average price of a new home? That's the highest share ever recorded since the National Association of Home Builders started tracking it in 1998. Just 2 years ago, it was 60.8%. That jump just represents thousands of dollars, and it's a warning sign for everyone planning to build a house in 2025. If you've been dreaming of building your own home, it's never been more important to understand exactly where your money is going. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down the real cost of building a house in 2025, from the land costs to labor to materials and hidden fees. And we'll pay special attention if you are intending to build a house here in the great state of Texas. Before diving into the costs, it's essential to understand that not all homes are built in the same way. There are 3 primary types of homes you can build: production, semi-custom, and custom homes. Each type of home comes with its own unique benefits and challenges. Production homes are typically built in large developments with limited options for customization. They're often the most affordable and quickest way to build, but they offer less flexibility in design. However, a major advantage is that production builders often have strong relationships with contractors, access to wholesale materials, and highly efficient processes that help control costs and the timelines. This makes them a smart choice if you're building on a tighter budget or you want to move in faster. Semi-custom homes provide more options for personalization within pre-designed floor plans. They strike a balance between affordability and customization, making them appealing for many homeowners. You can still benefit from selecting finishes, fixtures, and some design elements, but you benefit from the builder's streamlined systems. This makes semi-custom a great option if you want to control the creativity of your home without starting entirely from scratch. Custom homes, on the other hand, are entirely tailored to your specifications. These offer maximum flexibility and quality, but typically come at a higher cost and longer timelines. With full control over the design, materials, and layout, you're also taking on the most responsibility and potential risks. One major advantage of a custom home is the ability to create personalized floor plans that fit your lifestyle. Whether that's an open floor concept, whether you want to add a casita in the backyard, extra office spaces, extra guest rooms, really you can dream up whatever you'd like. Understanding these differences can help you select the type of home that best fits your needs, your timeline, and your budget. First, let's break down the realistic costs you'll encounter when building your dream home. Starting with land acquisition, prices can vary dramatically based on location and size. According to the National Association of Home Builders, the U.S. median lot price is $58,000, but that number can skyrocket depending on where you are and what you want to build. In places like New England or the Pacific region, median lot prices are $180,000 all the way up to $150,000. And to be honest with you, if you're on coastal, it could go all the way into the millions. In Texas, lot costs fluctuate significantly between urban and rural areas, sometimes doubling or even tripling based on proximity to the city centers. Next, pre-construction expenses include vital steps like surveying your land, obtaining necessary permits, and covering legal fees. These initial costs are easy to overlook, but critical to your budget. Additionally, prepping your site, like clearing trees, grading, and leveling the ground, can add several $1,000s to your initial budget. Moving to the actual construction phase, foundation costs typically range between $4,000 and $15,000, depending heavily on your home's complexity and the type of foundation that you choose. Framing your home, the structural skeleton will generally cost between $14,000 and $32,000 for an average 2,000 square feet home. Your roofing costs can also vary greatly, anywhere from roughly $6,000 for basic materials to over $45,000 in a premium, depending on what type of long-lasting roof you choose. Interior finishes also play a huge role in your final budget. According to HomeLight, basic appliances can cost you $5,000 to upwards of $10,000. If you really get fancy, you can go up to $20,000 for those specialized appliances. Cabinets and countertops, that's roughly $13,000 to $18,000 on average. Flooring alone can run you $10,000 to $35,000 depending on the material that you select. This is often where the budget explodes unexpectedly. So planning carefully and realistically can save you substantial stress and money. Let's talk about one of the biggest factors that influences your total construction cost: location. Where you build your home can either save you money or blow your budget out of the water. For example, building in a major city tends to cost you a lot more than building in a suburban or rural area. Urban construction often means higher prices, more expensive labor, and stricter permits. I'll give you an example right here in the Austin area. There is a city called Tarrytown that's near downtown. I mean, it's a stone throw away, but they have very strict rules in terms of what can be constructed in that community. They want to maintain the community feel, but also honor the historic elements that are happening in that area. So permitting could take you a lot longer than it typically would if you've moved out of the city towards the rural area to build your home. In contrast, rural areas may offer cheaper land, but you might need to invest more in utilities, driveways, and access to roads. Coastal areas present another challenge. Building near the water often comes with higher insurance premiums, flood zone requirements, and expensive building materials that can withstand harsh elements. Meanwhile, homes built further inland can avoid many of these extra costs. Even within the same state, like Texas, you'll find significant variation. Building in the Austin area, for example, can cost considerably more per square foot than building in smaller cities or towns like Temple, Texas, or New Braunfels, Texas. High demand regions simply come with higher price tags. And that's for everything: labor, materials, and even inspections. Bottom line, don't just budget for the house you want, budget for where you are building it. Location can and will dramatically change your bottom line. Now let's talk about the hidden overlooked expenses, the costs that don't show up in the basic construction estimate, but absolutely affect your final budget, especially if you are building a custom or semi-custom home. First, there's landscaping, irrigation, drainage, and fencing. After construction, many homeowners are shocked and surprised by how bare the property looks. Grass, trees, bushes, sprinkler systems, proper grading and fencing can easily add up between $10,000 and $50,000 or even more, depending on the size of your lot and the aesthetic that you're going for. Then there are engineering and energy efficient requirements. If your land needs special soil reports, structural engineering plans, or additional inspections for wind or flood zones, those can add up very quickly to thousands of dollars. And if you're aiming for energy efficiency especially, things like upgrading your insulation, energy efficient windows, or solar panels, those investments may save you money in the long term, but let's be honest, it is not cheap up front. Don't forget your utility hookup and infrastructure. You may need to pay to connect to the city water system or the sewer system, electricity or natural gas lines. In some rural areas, you'll need to drill a well or install a septic system, and those can range anywhere from $7,000 to $25,000 or more, depending on your location and property site. And finally, post-construction cleanup. After builders pack up and leave, you still may have some mess to deal with. Hauling away construction debris, cleaning interiors, and prepping the home before you move in might seem minor, but these tasks add up, and it could cost you anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 to get it ready. These are the expenses that sneak up on you. Planning for them ahead of time can help you stay on budget and avoid some major financial headaches later on. One of the most critical and sometimes stressful aspects of building a home is choosing the right contractor. Your builder is responsible for turning your plans into a reality, and a poor choice here can lead to major delays, unexpected costs, or even structural issues. The biggest challenge is finding a trustworthy, experienced contractor who delivers quality work on time and within your budget. That's asking for a lot, right? But that's what it should be. In today's market, demand is high and the pool of qualified builders is stretched thin, especially in fast-growing areas like here in Central Texas. Start by asking for referrals from other homeowners, real estate professionals, or architects. Look for online reviews and make sure the builder is licensed and insured and in good standing with the local Better Business Bureau or Builders Association. When building your dream home, consider working with a local builder who has a strong reputation and deep roots in that area. These builders often have valuable relationships, know the local land, and are trusted in the community. But here's another smart option. Look into regional, state, and national home builders that offer a build on your own lot program. These companies have streamlined the home building process through years of experience. They have systems in place. They've got reliable contractors they work with regularly. Costs are optimized and predictable. They have solid warranties you can count on. And most importantly, they have corporate level accountability. If something goes wrong, there are more resources and support channels available to fix it because the issue reflects the entire company. Companies that stand out are David Weekley Homes, which have locations across the nation, Setterly Homes, Grand Endeavor, which are both located in Texas, but those are ones that are really favorable, at least to my clients. When interviewing contractors, ask for referrals and then actually call those referrals. Visit current or past job sites if possible and assess the quality, craftsmanship, and cleanliness. Once you've made your selection, get everything in writing for sure. A detailed contract should outline the scope of work, materials to be used, a clear payment schedule, and a projected timeline. Also, be aware of change orders. Okay, this could cost you a lot of money too. These are modifications to your original plan that can add up very quickly. While some changes are inevitable, too many can derail your budget. Stay involved and communicate often to minimize surprises. Choosing the right contractor or company isn't just about the price. It's about the peace of mind and overall success of your home building journey, and that's extremely important. Building a home can be one of the most rewarding experiences of your life, but it doesn't come without its own share of headaches. Let's go over some of the most common pain points and challenges you'll likely face during the process. First, manage the project yourself. On paper, it sounds like a great idea. It could save you thousands of dollars by acting as your own general contractor. You get full control over every decision, and it might feel empowering. But here's the reality. Managing a home construction project is a full-time job, seriously. It's stressful, time-consuming, and unless you have prior experience or deep knowledge of the building process and codes and timelines and subcontractor management, it can turn into a money pit. Second, let's talk about cost-saving strategies. Sure, DIY projects and using salvaged or alternative materials can greatly help cut your expenses. But these methods require time, labor, and the know-how. And while buying a slightly older home and renovating it seems like a shortcut, hidden repairs and code upgrades can quickly cancel out those savings. Third is financing and budgeting. Rising interest rates means higher monthly payments and a tighter margin for error. It's critical to understand appraisals, how your equity will build, and what your home might realistically resell for later on when you decide to put it on the market. And don't forget to factor in property taxes, HOA fees, and ongoing maintenance. It's not just about the upfront costs. Finally, there are emotional stressors and unexpected issues. Delays are common, from weather to material shortages to inspection holdups. Then there's the quality of the workmanship. Mistakes happen, and without careful oversight, some errors can become big, expensive problems. You may also run into warranty issues, especially if the builder isn't responsive after you've already finished your home. And long after the keys are handed over, operating costs continue. That's energy bills, insurance, upkeep can surprise first-time home builders. The more you know up front, the better prepared you'll be to handle the inevitable bumps along the way. Building a home takes vision, but it also takes stamina, strategy, and solid support. So, what does it really cost to build a home in 2025? As you've seen, it's not just about the price per square foot. From the type of home you choose to build to where you build it and how you manage your project, every decision impacts your final costs. We've talked about the rising construction costs, hidden fees, contractor challenges, and some cost-saving opportunities. Whether you're going to build a custom, semi-custom, or working with a production builder, understanding your options and planning carefully can save you thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars even sometimes. Building a home is not easy, but it's incredibly rewarding with the right knowledge and support. If you've gone through this process or planning to do so, I'd love to hear from you. Tell me about your experience. Drop something in the comments. Ask me anything there too. Hey, have you been thinking about building your dream home? Well, I've got agent partners across the country who can help guide you through this process. And if you're considering building right here in Texas, my team and I would love to be the ones to help you and bring that dream into reality. Did you find this video helpful? Then hit that like button. And if you're feeling my vibe, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so that you don't miss a thing. And I'll see y'all on the next one.